Hey folks, it's Dr. Groovy here, Scott Grove of GroovyMusicLessons.com. We're going to do some waltz, very basic, open, first position waltz, beginner lead guitar. Okay, as we get ready to do it, we're going to do it in the key of A. So just A, D, A, E, back to A. Okay, guitars I'll be using today are very cool guitars as far as I'm concerned, which means, of course, they are. These are older Yamaha SE 300s. Okay, these are the best country twangers as far as if you want to get something iridescent purple pink. I know you do, but these are actually phenomenal guitars that can last you a lifetime, and that is the 300. No other model will do. There's a 200, which is pushing the limits of cheapness, but the 300 is exceptionally cool. The one I've actually got on is a slightly modified, what's called the 300H, which meant it used to have humbuckers in it when it was put out. Very nice job here putting the black on, because I don't like the white on any guitars as far as the plastic goes. And they toss 3 EMGs in here, so there is a battery underneath here. Very, very cool axes. So again, the old Yamaha SE 300s, very cool. Okay, in the key of A, when it's going along, we could be playing in A, and then when it goes to D, we can still keep playing in A. Okay, and I'm going to show you that part first. And then when we come back to A, of course we can keep playing in A. And then when we go to the E, we can actually still keep playing in A except for one note, or just go right to the E, which sounds very cool because you've got a low E string, and country just loves that stuff. Whenever you get to playing the country things, and I'm actually going to go to my 4 position, which will be my neck and middle position, and it sounds really nice if you can pick back up here right next to the bridge. It makes a huge difference in sound overall. Instead of, it's got, okay, so it definitely has a different sound. Telecasters, you have a hard time getting in there because they have that ashtray thing around there. But if that's what you're playing, you can't get that 4 position in anyway. Never understood why people use Telecasters for country, but hey, that's just me. If that's what you got, hey, it's good to be you, I guess. I just like more pickups for the same money. Like having the options. Okay, our backing track will be again A, D, A, E, and then back to A, which will be this. 1, 2, 3. There's your D. Okay, so if I were to stay in A, over top of the progression, over top of the A, the D, and the A, and play something like this. Okay, now if I do very basic stuff like that, I actually stayed in A. Then when it went to the D, I stayed in A. Now it goes back to the A. Now we go to B, E. I'm actually hitting the B. And then, okay, so to get it in its context, I will show you kind of how this would fit together. Okay? So that is very, very basic stuff. Okay, this lick is going to be the low E string. Okay. So twice on the open E. Hammer on to the 2. Open A. Okay. And then we're going to go, which is going from 2 to 4 on your A string. Okay, that's a hammer on the D string from 2 to 4 and then pull back off to 2. Okay. Then that 2 again. Now we're going to go 4, 2, open on A. Okay, so we have okay, so that will get us through our D. So we have A, D, back to A, right there is where we go to E, but we're just going to stop on this B note, second on the A string. So the same licks. Now the bending of the F sharp, so low E string, 2nd fret. So just bend it towards the ground a little bit, reach down here, pick back by the bridge. Now we can do the walk up, which will be open on the E, 2, 4, then back to A. So that's one way to stay in the A and do the very classic stuff all the way from the 40s up till anything that can get by with today. I just love this kind of stuff. Okay, so again, I will just play that through real quick and then we'll grab another lick or two. Alright, so here we go. I'm playing basically as much around that A as I can. You've learnt the lick, and here it is in context. Again, I come in a little late because I'm pushing all these buttons. Alright. There's your D. doing different? Nothing. These were just an octave apart. 3 different octaves, so the same thing. So the next one was just starting here on the 2nd fret of the D string. Okay, and the next one actually went up here to the 9th fret of the G string. And they're the exact same notes. I won't bother spelling them out too much, but it goes on the G string. Those notes are going to see 9 to 11 on the G, 10, 12 up to 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 10. Stop on the B, which is actually over the E chord. You can do a little tiny bend there. It's a 1/4 of a step, not even a 1 fret bend. Okay, so there's one way to do it. If we're going to chase it, let's go ahead and chase it. All right, so by the same token, let's go ahead and do the same thing, and we're going to chase everything. And we're not going to land on any odd notes. We're going to land on the actual names of the chords. So the same thing, but when it goes to the D chord, I'm going to switch right to the D. Not any funky notes around it. When it goes to the E, I'm going to go right to the E. Okay, just to show you the difference. Because it sounds really nice when you know what you're doing there, and you don't have to go chasing the chords. People can tell when you're doing that and you have certain licks and certain keys. That's why I wanted to show you first off how it sounded very fluent and almost like a vocal line when you did not follow the actual chord pattern. You stayed in that A area. But here it is when you're chasing. So it sounds very stagnant, I believe. If you mix the two together, then you've got all kinds of more fun you can have. But those are the very basics of this. Another thing I would like for you to do, you see me do this every now and then, is to actually do a little bit of bending, especially if you're going. So anything that has the 2 and the 4 fret. Okay? always nice to add in. Okay, so those are going to be not the one note or the key that you're in, but the other notes. So the second and fourth fret, you'll bend one of those. Just give it a shot. I will intermix now both things where I'm chasing it, where I'm not chasing the chords, and adding a couple bends. One more time while I'm just doing a little 20-minute lesson. Another thing that is kind of nice is just to grab a little tiny bar, which is covering more than one string with one finger. So I'm going to use my first finger and do my A chord, but I'm only going to use the 5th fret of the E string, 5th fret of the B string. I'm going to hit them, go up 2 frets and back. Or you can do just the B string and then pick up the E string on your way back. Okay, so it's like it's picking up a hitchhiker. Or do it however you want, but that's always a cool thing to add in. If we're going to do the D, bring it way up here to the D, 10th fret. E. Okay, so here's everything with kind of just mixed in. You can use everything I've taught you, and it's just a real basic lesson to give you just kind of ideas of when to change, when not to change, what it sounds like when you do or do not follow the chord progression. Okay, and again, your A licks can work in A, your A licks can work in D. Back, your A licks can still work in A, but then when you get to E, you can stop at the B note, which is just the 5th of the chord. You know, it's like, here's your E, B, E, G sharp. So any of those notes will work. But I'll just kind of play around with those exact same notes again. And this would be about it. And then we'll continue with some more waltz stuff if you guys would like to. Okay, so here we go with everything just mixed in. And again, a little bit of this. And then some bends. So normally where you are doing the hammer-on, take some fancy getting used to, because them bends hurt till you get your calluses. Okay, so here we go a couple times. Listen to what I do, and it's just for total listening to sake and see which ones you like best and want to try to copy or get a little bit of inspiration from. Okay, here we go. some waltzing, just kind of getting our feet wet just a little bit. We'll just keep on waltzing, walking the floor over you, and do the Tennessee waltz and all that stuff later. Once again, Dr. Groovy, Scott Grove, GroovyMusicLessons.com with the Yamaha SE300s. Check them out. They're older, but you can pick them up for $250 or so. Get one if you ever see it. Superb guitar. And you guys, happy picking. Later.